So, a week ago, Arthur Mafokade wrote an open letter to the Minister Gayton Mckenzie, on social media. It was written like this: Dear Minister Gayton Mckenzie, well done on your work in the arts, sorry, in the sports sector. May you humble please furnish us with names of people that you have invited to our industry meeting on the 28th of October. Criteria used for selection, organizations they presented, sectors they belong to, as well as their membership status. Sorry for using social media as a platform. We have tried other avenues.
Whatever, Arthur. Whatever. I have here the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Gayton Mckenzie, has hit back at Kwaito star Arthur Mafokate. A week ago, Mafokate publicly challenged Mckenzie and asked the minister about a list of sector leaders. Mafokate wrote, Dear Minister, well done. We humbly, the thing that you just mentioned, sorry for using social media, whatever. And then Mafokate's question was based on the minister's boast broad held on the 29th of August at the Birchwood Hotel. Mafokate rejected by key industry players, I guess. So I read something that there was a meeting where people were elected or nominated and things like that. Yes. And so Arthur was rejected. And taking to X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, Arthur addressed the minister directly, praising his efforts in the sports sector by raising concerns about the lack of transparency regarding the event. Dear Minister, Gayton, well done, blah, blah. It's the same thing again. So, I don't know, man. Again, too relevant. It's passive-aggressive for me. Okay. It's passive-aggressive saying, you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing by specifically going to Twitter. Wasa kwala go Instagram, wasa kwala go Facebook, and then you come back and you say sorry for using social media as
tried other avenues. I know they tried mailing and calling the department.
But that could have been an answer, Uti. We don't want to answer you.
Okay.
We don't want to involve you.
Are you guys creatives?
Yes.
You're creatives.
Yes.
Were you guys invited on that meeting?
No.
Why? Don't you ask yourself why?
Which the meeting that nominations happen and stuff. Yeah. Okay, I'll be honest. I didn't follow up on what the meeting was about and all of those things.
Right, the one that happened on the 28th.
Yeah.
It was a follow-up of a meeting that happened, I think, earlier, right?
Yeah.
So this one, people came even from, they were invited coming from Boma, Cape Town.
Yes.
Northwest, Mpumalanga, everywhere, right? But we are here in Johannesburg, we were not invited. And this meeting was to discuss the future of
the industry. Can I stop you there and say, like, what kind of invitation are you speaking about?
An invitation for every organization.
Yeah, the government issued an
open invitation.
Yeah, and they said media RSVP to confirm attendance. Please contact the Kasede Rangata Jacobs Media.
Which meeting was that?
The meeting in 29, where they put those 55 people who was up for response for interim
structure for the industry to lead the industry. Yeah.
Okay, the meeting I'm talking about. This one.
The one on the 29th of August that happened.
Let me double check.
NB, members of the media are invited to attend the first session only.
Okay. The one you guys are talking about, it's not the one to nominate these stakeholders. It's not. It's not. I saw that one, the one you guys are talking about. But it's not the one Arthur is talking about. Where they say the media is invited. Where they already
the feedback session. I think the one you're talking about is the feedback session. So if I'm understanding, and when I go high, correct with the relevant and correct information. So I think the first one was an open one where you needed to confirm, like Mo just read now, I get, which was open to industry people, right? But it wasn't like a walk-in meeting in jail. You just walk in, and so from that meeting, in the meeting, Mckenzie instructed artists to appoint an interim structure to lead the industry. About 55 people were nominated to serve the interim structure. Mafokate was present at the meeting and offered his name, but the key players in the sector strongly rejected him. A month later, Mckenzie invited the interim structure for a feedback session, and Mafokate was not invited. So I think the one you're talking about is the 55 that were nominated from the actual open meeting that consisted of industry people. So clearly he offered, it says here he offered his name up for nomination, and they were only looking for 55 people. So we can't blame Khori. This one was specific, guys. And it's people who are in the industry. We are going to lead them. It's like when you're or at school. When you nominate RCL members, we trust the two people, the boy and girl, to lead us and take our woes and cries and everything to the relevant structures.
Sorry, did you find out about the first one?
No, I didn't.
Which one?
Did you?
The 29.
Yeah.
The open one.
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
It's there.
But I'm sure it was open to people who follow
It's
up.
even on the internet. It's even on YouTube where the minister was speaking, because this thing comes when the reason why the minister wants this interim structure is because he mentioned Uguti. It's so sad to see artists, bahlupeka, because artists need to be living their best lives. These are the people that needs to be catered for. Speaking of the Mapaputsi funeral, he mentioned Uguti. It's so painful for somebody who dies without having bread, but the casket cost over 50,000. So they need people who understand the music industry, because the reason why artists are suffering is because they're being exploited. Some of them, they can't even go through the contracts that are being given to them. So you might be part of the creatives, but now there are things that you do not understand. So let us put people who are good,
who've been on the ground,
on the ground, and represent you guys.
Yes, and I think it's a thing, and this could be in a lot of sectors as well, not just the entertainment industry or creative or artistic space. You find that in a lot of sectors or spaces, the leaders or the powers that be are people who've never actually been on the ground in more than most cases. One understand. So if we're being specific about arts and culture and entertainment and creativity and artistry, the powers that be, people who make decisions in terms of how the industry should be led and where it should go and the direction it should take, are people who've never been struggling artists on the ground. Someone who's had to take 500 for a gig that cost 5,000. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think he opened it up to the people, guys, as opposed to someone who's in an office somewhere and is a business mogul, and has a recording company, but knows nothing about music, knows nothing about filming and television and making advertisements and shooting and everything like that. Do you understand? So it's unfortunate. Like
I know. Sorry, I know a guy who's part of the structure.
Oh, the 55.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not an artist.
Okay.
He more like your manager or something.
Okay.
He's not an artist.
Okay.
I won't argue right now. I won't get into how
he got nominated.
How this thing makes me feel, right?
Okay.
Because I still have a problem with that way of doing things. Because 55 people were nominated, and those are stakeholders of organizations.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Organizations, and what about the artists? We are the artists.
The artists are going to be represented.
No, these stakeholders only use artists when they want to go and fight for something. But when money comes in,
The money doesn't reach the artist. I mean, I get where you're coming from.
It doesn't. So now I always felt like if the minister wanted to change things in the industry, then do not speak to the organizers, do not speak to the stakeholders, speak to the artists. Speak to the artists, because on that day, on that meeting, our pictures, video was circulating, right? I did not see to that I can say, I know this artist. This person is only an artist. No. These are people who were once artists, but then they're doing behind the scenes.
Okay. But it doesn't mean they don't understand the struggles.
They understand, but they do not care about the people on the ground.
I mean, I get that. But at the same time, that's I think Hape bringing the number 255 is there's too many artists out there, and we can't all have a contribution to how the industry is supposed to be led. There's too many of us.
True.
There's too many of us, unfortunately.
True.
And the reality is, and the fact is that we need people who are going to lead everyone else. All these masses. Understand? I don't know, maybe I'm not making sense. Understand? So I think for now, maybe the thing can only cater for 55 people. And these are people who are present in the space and are making themselves present and seen with their organizations that they run and that they own, or whatever the case is. Understand? So it doesn't mean, just because when one person doesn't mean the other 54 are not relevant people.
Hence I'm saying I saw pictures, I saw faces, I know.
Yeah.
But
And
you know
I've
what I
worked
like about the minister, because Arthur came with the question, and the response of the minister was like, okay, Arthur, you can continue to deal with those ministers. I am not those ministers. So we actually going to do things in a differently. We are starting afresh.
Yeah.
So I think we should take the approach that the minister is coming with, because he's been in the ministry for 100 days. In the 29th, it was his 100th
Oh,
day.
yes.
You understand? So whatever that Uata was opposing to him, it was like, you guys have been there, but what did we see?
Yeah.
The questions also come from the people, Luguti. As much as when Arthur, you are asking about the criterias, right there in my screen, definitely people can see. So this one was actually responding to Arthur Luguti.
Yes.
What criteria was used in selecting you as one of the SA lottery beneficiaries?
Yes, I was actually about to say that. Yeah, no. I mean, I think where Arthur is coming from is it's a bruised ego first. And it's a bruised business venture for him, in the sense that he's no longer going to benefit like he's been benefiting.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the status quo is changing, and
Things are changing.
It's like it's the same thing that happened to a lot of ANC officials when the elections came around in May earlier this year. A lot of them were literally crying on screen. Because the status quo is changing. You are no longer going to be in power. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think what's on the I think shit. I'm not even being
texted.
Influence. Because the powers have changed now. People have changed. People who are in power have changed.
Changing.
We could be wrong. No, I'm not saying that's how it actually is, but we could be wrong. But it's shaping to be like that, because I think Gayton is really trying to be as transparent as he can be, with as much as he can be. And the truth of the matter is that we can't be told everything that happens behind closed doors of government offices and government officials when decisions have been made. Unfortunately, as much as remote democratic South Africa and all of these things, it doesn't work like that. Decisions have to be made for us, because we're the ones who elected those people. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Arthur is still under investigations,
For
and they say
lottery.
keep the information from those who are vulnerable.
Yes.
You'll see the true colors.
Yes.
Of right now,
yeah.
information I value. He's now
He's
going
nervous.
all over social media,
he's
trying
nervous.
avenues. Actually,
Family, please do comment below. This is the Trusted Talk. Do not forget to like, share, and comment. We are sharing online on each and every social media platform.